Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mount Diablo Unified School District Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event this evening. We have some fantastic schools and organizations with us here today. My name is Clarissa, and I'll be your facilitator this evening. Before we get started, there are a few housekeeping items I would like to go over. Your camera and microphone are turned off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And there's also a Q&A button on your screen, which you can use to ask questions to our presenters at any time. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/MDUSD. Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first institution, which is University of La Verne.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys again for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with everyone. And we'll just go ahead and dive right into everything. Well, welcome again. My name is Kyle Cazares. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission here at the University of La Verne. For those of you who aren't very familiar with us, we're a small private school located out here in Southern California. I have a little map I'll show you guys right here on the next slide, but we're in the LA area. I do mean smaller. We have about 2,500 undergraduate students currently on campus. So I know when I talk about class sizes, when I was hearing about class sizes, these numbers can be a little nebulous, right? A little vague. So for us, class size is really where you're going to feel that that campus size. And our average class size is going to be between about 16 and 20 students. So definitely focusing on building that relationship with professors, making sure you're building those connections. We have over 40 different majors. I'll show you guys another screen here in a second with a list of all of those. But like I said, just to visualize a little bit about where we are. We're in LA County, right on the border of LA, Orange County, and San Bernardino County. So a really exciting place to be in Southern California, giving you access to really all of the major locations you might want to check out. About 40 minutes from downtown LA, 30 minutes from Orange County, an hour from the big beach cities. As I mentioned, we're a liberal arts college, very interdisciplinary. So we have majors kind of all across the board. No matter what major you choose, we're going to make sure that you get experiences in other departments and really get to build out your major as something that, again, is allowing you to experience a couple different things. Some of our top majors on campus right now include our business administration major, our kinesiology major, which is sports science, athletic training. We have a very large criminology and psychology program. We're also growing our communications program, both digital media, photojournalism, journalism, and last but not least, our computer science programs. Again, though, you have a lot of options. You don't have to know what you want right away. And if anybody's interested, I'll drop a link. I can always send you a brochure that has a list of all of these majors in it. But regardless of your major, academics, only one small piece of what you're doing on campus. We also want to make sure you're getting involved with the community. My biggest word when I describe our students on campus is involved. I work with all of our tour guides, and it's hard to find somebody on our campus who isn't doing something, who's just going to class, going back to their room. And you do have a lot of options. We have Greek life, student government, intramural sports, and school-wide sports. We're NCAA Division III. We compete in the SCIAC League, so we compete against schools like our friends here, University of Redlands, Whittier, Cal Poly Pomona, Cal Lutheran, so these other smaller schools in the area. Most of the major sports teams you can think of too, basketball, baseball, track and field. We also have a really thriving campus events staff, all run by students, planning things like food truck days, guest speakers, trips out into the local area, cultural trips out to LA. So again, really giving you a chance to experience everything that both our campus and the surrounding area has to offer. If you guys couldn't guess our colors yet, we are orange and green, and our mascot is the leopard. We have Leah the leopard right down there in the corner. Another great way to get involved on campus is to live on campus. Now, we don't require our students to live on campus at any point during their 4 years here, but we did build a brand new freshman residence hall recently. Our housing and residential life staff, again, are doing a really great job of supporting our students coming back to campus after the pandemic, making sure students know the support services and are staying on top of staying on track with advising and really being in touch with all of our offices on campus. That picture you see in the bottom left is actually of our brand newly renovated dining commons as well. So if you do live on campus, you'll be right in the middle of everything. We do have also video tours of all of our residence halls. So if you want to check those out, again, I'll be dropping a link in the chat in a little bit. But again, really focusing on emphasizing that community aspect of what we're doing on campus. Show you a little bit about some of where our alumni have ended up, some really big name companies, both locally and nationally. One of my personal favorites, we just had a student who graduated who was one of our tour guides 2 years ago, who now works at Nickelodeon in their production department. I don't think she could get enough of the orange, so she had to jump over to Nickelodeon and really live the orange life. But again, you're going to be able to get connected with these folks in almost any major that you're in on campus. Obviously, as a private institution, financial aid plays a big role in making that decision. We do try to make it as affordable as possible for all of our students. Over 96% of our students receive financial aid. Our merit scholarships go up to $30,000. And we also have performance scholarships in theater, music, art, speech, and debate, $25,000 per year and an entire fourth year covered. So a really, really great opportunity for students entering those areas. If you have questions about what your specific package might look like, I highly encourage you to check out our net price calculator on our website. Last but not least, touching a little bit on our application checklist, we really try to make this process as straightforward as possible for you, trying to remove barriers for our students coming in. We review holistically, so we're trying to look at your whole profile. We both have our own application as well as being on the common application. We are test optional. We do not require SAT or ACT scores to complete your application. One letter of recommendation and a $50 application fee. However, we do accept a number of different fee waivers. Like I said, we're trying to look at your whole profile, so we don't just look at your GPA, but if you want some guidance, our average incoming GPA for admitted students was about a 3.5. Like I said, I know we have a short time today, so I really hope I get to connect with you guys a little bit further. You can go to laverne.edu/connect to view any of our upcoming virtual visits, open houses, or campus tours. You can also email me directly at the contact information below, but I'll be dropping all of that in the chat for you guys. Thank you guys for your time, and I hope to connect with you guys a little bit later.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Up next, we have University of Redlands.
All right, good to be with you all. Thank you, University of La Verne. My name is Kenley Jones, and I serve as the Director of International Admissions for the University of Redlands. I work remote, not too far from you, just east of you in a city called Modesto, California. So certainly familiar with the commute down to Southern California. Just to give you a visual picture of where we are, this is where we are located within Southern California and the Inland Empire, as it's called. University of La Verne just presented. If you go another 35, 40 minutes due east of La Verne, you'll hit the wonderful, charming community of Redlands, California. I think a lot of focus is put on what's west of us, but I really like what's east of us. You know, everything from Joshua Tree National Park to some of the fastest growing desert communities like Palm Springs and Indio, the Coachella, you know, the music festival is all just due east of us. So focus as much east as you do west. But Redlands is a beautiful community, and the school itself is equally beautiful. Being about relatively small, of about 2,500 students from about 50 countries, or excuse me, 50 states and about 40 countries. Certainly there is a lot of focus on community and this idea that everybody can be a big fish in a small pond. Also considering that we are highly residential, the idea being that after your classes are over, you know, the majority of students are living on campus, staying on campus, getting involved in a variety of these opportunities in terms of leadership, community service, global immersion, and many other wonderful characteristics as well. In addition to that, being a small university that certainly has a lot of benefits and advantages, we certainly are what is called big on experiences and opportunities. And these are some of the ways that a student can get involved at the University of Redlands. And one of the things that we like to really highlight is our global immersion and our global experiences. The reality is nationally, only about 8 to 10% of students will study abroad before they graduate across the country. At the University of Redlands, currently our percentage is close to about 45%. And many of them do that on our flagship study abroad campus in Salzburg, Austria. To our knowledge, it was the very first international campus in Central Europe. But that's just one of the many places that you can go, and certainly one of the many experiences that you can have at the University of Redlands. As I mentioned, we're a relatively small university, so certainly there's a lot of benefits and advantages of that environment. The idea that you can have strong relationships with your faculty members. Faculty members who don't just lecture at you, but really involve you in the learning process. They adapt their teaching to your learning style and make the recommendations about internships, co-ops, all these wonderful experiences outside of the classroom that certainly complement what you're learning inside the classroom. We have a small average class size of roughly about 17 to 18. But once again, big on opportunities in terms of academic majors. Being a liberal arts university, we believe in flexibility in your curriculum. The fact that about 45 to 50% of our students are now double majoring. Some of the programs that are really standing out lately are things like global business, international relations, our health medicine and society program for those who want to work in health promotion or community health. We have one of only 9 human animal studies programs in the country. So if animal advocacy or animal support or something along that line is important to you, feel free to learn about them. At the University of Redlands, this is our first year admissions process. One of the things I like to highlight is, number one, we are on the Common App. Number two, we are test optional. So we do not require the SAT or ACT. We know that COVID accelerated this, but our decision to be test optional was made even before this. We certainly offer a lot of different deadlines, early decision, early action, as well as regular decision as well. In addition to that, we also offer a lot of scholarships. About 90% of our students are receiving financial aid to study at the University of Redlands. And if it's one thing that I want you to take from this presentation, it's private universities can be really affordable. Private universities offer maybe a high sticker price, but you will see that we can award a lot of discounting in the way of scholarships and financial aid. One of the final things I want to share with you is our 4-year promise. And basically that means that when you come to the University of Redlands, you will graduate in 4 years. And if you do not graduate in 4 years and it's something due to being incorrectly advised or something like that, we will pay for your tuition and fees over that. The other 4-year promise that we will make to you is for any student that has at least a 3.5 GPA and income under $110,000, we will take care of your entire tuition and fees as well. So with that, great way to connect with us. I'm so glad you stopped by to learn about Redlands. I wish you all the best in your search. Keep in touch.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Up next, we have University of the Pacific.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Vivian. I am here on behalf of University of the Pacific and would love to show you all about it. So let me open up. University of the Pacific has 3 campuses. We're super unique. How many campuses does a university have, right? So most of the undergraduate students start in the Stockton campus, and then they can branch out to different campuses depending on the professional goals. San Francisco is known for our dentistry and audiology program, and Sacramento is our law school, physician assistant, physical therapy, nursing, and more. And we encourage every student to come visit our campus. We are offering in-person visit, and you can schedule it on our website and to really have a private family tour on our campus. So I wanted to show you a little bit about Pacific's diversity. We're really big on that. We got ranked one of the most diverse campus in the country. Combining all the color student, we have over 70% color student, and also gender ratio is very balanced, almost 50-50. So it's really, we're really proud to have these balance and diversity in our campus. And we really like to tell family and student that we offer big university choices, but yet we offer small college caring. Our student to faculty ratio is only 14:1, but yet we get to offer 10 schools and colleges and over 100 majors and minors. And I'm not gonna go through every single major, but I would like to point out a few things. Most of our popular major will be under pre-med, pre-dentistry, pre-pharmacy, pre-law, physical therapy, and all of the health sciences major. And second popular will be School of Engineering and School of Business, because they get to have internship within their degree. They are required to do internship before they even graduate. I do want to point out on the left side under art, we have Media X. It's combining technology and multimedia, where students get to do animation, game design, theater, TV production. We do have an entire conservatory of music on campus. So if you're into music, not just classical ensemble, but we also offer music industry studies where students can do studio production, sound design, a little bit business side of music. So if you have questions about any major, feel free to reach out to me. Co-op is one of our popular programs within School of Engineering where students get paid doing 2-semester internship. Typically, we allow students to do 3 years of study in engineering curriculum and 1 year at the end where you do internship. But last year during pandemic, whenever we see opportunity, we just send students out. So some students, even they're in sophomore year, they get to do internship. So we really want to highlight that. We bring all the employers to the campus, so you don't have to go out and find one your own. We match you up for the internship opportunities. And more importantly, almost 90% of students get offered full-time job at the same company where they complete the co-op. So we're really proud of that as well. At Pacific, it's very unique. We don't like to just teach lecture and textbook. We go about this real life learning. No matter which major you're in, you can see this is the actual classroom. You'll be doing a lot of hands-on projects, and you have that relationship with professors, and that's what all Pacific is about. We're not a lecture with 200 students where you go over textbook or lecture. We want you to be doing what it's like in your future career field. And that really leads to this outcome. And I encourage every student here, do your research, ask your top 3 choice colleges, what are your placement rate? And during pandemic last year, we had a 91% placement rate. And more importantly, 93% students are working in the related field. And that is super important because you are investing 4+ years of your time and with your parents' money, getting your education. You want to make sure you have return on your investment. And that's all Pacific is about, to help you be successful and get to your goal. And we do have top 2% ranking for alumni salaries among all 4-year universities. And since you guys are living in this district, you are required to live on housing here at Stockton campus. We do offer different residential styles, meal plans, and laundry credits that come with your housing. So you don't have to worry about what to eat, where to eat, and how to cook. We have many different restaurant, cafe, even Starbucks and grocery store on campus where you can use your dining points. We are Division I NCAA, and we have 17 Division I teams. Last year, we even have 6 Pacific athletes compete in Olympic Games. And you can see we have amazing facilities, stadium. We also offer intramural sport if you don't want to play competitively, but any Pacific student can catch a game for free or a concert for free as a student. And how do you apply at Pacific? For a senior here or maybe junior, probably will be the same. We are test optional, and you only need to do 2 steps. Number 1, apply on Common App, upload your essay there. Number 2, make sure your counselor send us your transcript, and that is it. That's all you need to do. But if you would like to submit test score or recommendation letter, you're welcome to send it to us offline to that email address. Our required deadline for dentistry and pharmacy is coming up November 15, but that's also a deadline for early action for all other major. It's not binding contract here. So if you do get accepted, you have your options. You can choose which school to go to. Early action just give you benefits of entering our school scholarship without doing additional application. And you get to find out your admission decision if you get into your first choice major within that time frame. So this is what I was talking about earlier. You know, if you apply early action, you get to have this priority into consideration for UOP grant and merit-based scholarship. These are all given to you from UOP on top of FAFSA. All these benefits could stack up and you can use this at Pacific. And more importantly, our merit-based scholarship, you can get it for all 4 years as long as you're at Pacific full-time and maintain 2.0 GPA at Pacific, you'll be getting that same scholarship for all 4 years. So that's our commitment to students to really help each student get through the education. So at the end, I have a very quick video to show you to wrap this up. Oops, sorry. I don't know if I can do that, but anyway, I'll try. But we do have one and only open house this October 16. If you would love to come check out the campus, you're welcome to. And we do offer regular in-person campus tour. If you would like to just come on a regular day or Saturday, we do offer that. And we have a virtual tour as well. I will put my video link in the chat so you guys can watch that after. And this is my information. We do take students' attendance. So if you scan the QR code on your phone, on your screen, it will pop up a form and it will allow us to know that you attended my session today. When we read your application, we will actually see that you attended this session, and you can connect with me offline that way as well. And thank you so much, and hope you guys have a good night, and hope to see you guys around the campus and connect with me offline. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. As a reminder for our participants, if you guys have questions for any of the organizations you are hearing from today, definitely don't hesitate to drop those in the Q&A down below. Up next, we have Westmont College.
All right. Hi there. My name is Grace, and I'm with Westmont College. I'm in Santa Barbara, and so I will share my screen for you. All right. So Westmont College is in Santa Barbara, California. It's a beautiful city, beautiful location, a great place to get to live, go to school. We are up in Montecito, so we're about less than 10 minutes from downtown Santa Barbara, 5 minutes from the beach. We're kind of nestled in the mountains. You have a really, really beautiful campus and atmosphere, and in a really great location where there's a ton to do. And so I'm just going to kind of go over some 5 general things that kind of make Westmont distinctive. So the first is that we are a liberal arts college. And so part of that means that we really do value having students get great preparation in their major, as well as getting coursework in other areas as well. So it means students have a lot of flexibility when they're starting out, because they don't have to be certified in what their major is right off the bat. They're able to have a lot of kind of time to take classes, explore, get a sense for what they're interested in studying before having to solidify what that looks like. We're definitely a very academic school and have really top tier professors and really value students being able to really get to know their professors. We have an average class size of 18, and so students 11-to-1 student faculty ratio. And so students really are able to get to know their professors, build those relationships, and have that kind of mentorship opportunity with that. We are also a fully undergraduate campus, so we don't have any graduate programs, which means that we are able to fully focus on that undergraduate experience. And so at least when I was looking at colleges, that didn't really stand out too much to me because I knew I'd be going to an undergraduate program anyway. And so it didn't really matter to me whether or not there were graduate programs there or not. But I have realized over time and through working in this field that it really does make a big difference when you're having a class taught by a full-time professor with a PhD and all this experience as a first-year student, as opposed to being taught by, a TA or a grad assistant or things like that for some of your classes. Just out of school like Westmont, you're going to get a lot of access to your professors and you're able to really get to know them and also have more opportunities for things like research or working with professors or getting to know them or having that experience for later on because you're able to have that more direct access to them. And so that makes a big difference and kind of impacts the overall feel. You can see here, this photo is of our soccer field and track and kind of the mountains behind us, as I mentioned. So really, really beautiful scenery. You can go on hikes up in the mountains and then, have views out to the ocean, which is really, really lovely. Let's see, next. It is a Christian college as well. So this is also a big part of Westmont is that we are a Christian college. We are interdenominational. So we don't have a specific denominational affiliation, but just want to draw from a lot of different Christian backgrounds and traditions. So you do not have to be a Christian to go to Westmont. It's not a requirement, but it is going to be a part of the atmosphere that students are experiencing. And so we do have chapel that students attend, as well as different Bible classes that students can take and just kind of have a chance to think about those types of things a little more deeply during their college years. Oh no. Sorry about that, it was glitching. It's bringing me to the link for the University of Laverne, so I get to get lots of good info there. Let me pull up that again. All right, here we go. So we are also a residential campus. That's something else kind of unique about Westmont is that we really do focus on that residential experience. So rather than just living on campus at the beginning, you're able to live on campus kind of all throughout your time as a student at Westmont. And so it'll look different. There'll be different setups. There'll be different types of residence halls, so you're still able to kind of progress in terms of taking on more, maybe cooking more for yourself as you get older. This is a photo of our Global Leadership Center, which is one of our newest residence halls that is senior housing. And so kind of in that area, you can't really see it through the windows, but there is a kitchen area that has 3 or 4 fridges, different stovetop areas. So it's kind of a communal kitchen space, beautiful, all brand new. And students are able to have the ability to still be off the meal plan, cooking for themselves. But we also have a dining commons on campus, coffee shop, areas to eat on campus, but being able to kind of learn to cook for yourself, learn to have your own space, but still have that community atmosphere is a big part of what makes Westmont unique, because students are able to have that kind of community experience of really getting to know upperclassmen, getting to know underclassmen, having the chance to get to know students. So it's definitely not a commuter school. It's the kind of school people are really coming to because they're kind of all in and wanting that whole experience. We also have a global focus as one of our pillars. Study abroad, I know some of the other schools mentioned as well, is a really big focus for us. We actually have about during non-COVID years where you can travel internationally more easily, it's about 65, 68% of our student body are doing a study abroad or some type of off-campus program, which is really high. That's a lot of the student body. And so we have about 10 programs that are Westmont specific, where you're going with Westmont professors and Westmont students to that location. And then you also have other programs partnering through other organizations and colleges or study abroad programs. But we love to work with students to be able to go on those programs, and your tuition will be the same. Any scholarships financially will be the same. There might be slight variations for maybe your room and board or your flight over, but relatively it's going to be very comparable in cost to a semester on campus, which is what makes it doable for so many students to do these programs. And even though our campus in Santa Barbara is beautiful and a great place to be, we just see that it adds so much to a college experience to have the chance to be off campus in other environments around the world. So we really promote that as well. In terms of affordability, obviously a key part of the college process, we have a lot of different scholarships that we offer. at the same time as admission. And we also have scholarships in music, art, theater, and athletics. More than 95% of our students will receive some type of academic or talent scholarship at some level. So definitely a lot of different opportunities for that. We encourage students to submit the FAFSA as well, because any sort of outside aid you'd qualify for generally through FAFSA, in addition to specific Westmont financial aid grants, that kind of thing you might qualify for. We're actually ranked number 2 in California out of all colleges for our financial aid offerings that we provide students. And so we really do have a lot of opportunities. In terms of test optional and all that we've been talking about, we do actually have these scholarship grids. Feel free to screenshot if you want to take a look. This shows basically how to kind of help you decide if you want to submit test scores or not. If you have been able to take them, you can see kind of about where you would fall based on your academic weighted GPA. We will look at any sort of honors or AP or dual credit classes is weighted, and then just looking at your academic courses, and we'll award you an academic scholarship based on that. And it is also free to apply. We are on Common App, and we also have our own Westmont application, and there's no application fees. There's no reason not to apply, especially if you're looking at any other Common App schools. It's really easy to add on. We just require one academic letter of recommendation and your official high school transcript. We do have early action, non-binding, but can apply by November 1st and find out by Christmas time. So we definitely recommend that as a great way to find out early. But you can also apply regular, which is January 15th. We are open for visits. Our students are on campus this year. We were actually on campus most of last year as well. And we have safe and socially distant visits that have tour, info session, other components. And we also have some different visit events. So if you're interested in any of those, you can actually scan this QR code to kind of save our visit page. And one that I really wanted to highlight is we actually are hosting an event on this coming Monday in the Bay Area. It's actually in Walnut Creek at a movie theater in downtown Walnut Creek. We'll be hosting an event. And so we would love to have you there if you're interested at all in attending and just learning more about Westmont. You can scan this QR code or reach out to any of us here at Westmont. You can reach out to me after this and can get you able to be at that event and to be able to be at an in-person event, but still be close to home. So really recommend checking that out for anyone interested. There is my contact information. If anyone has any follow-up questions, I would love to connect and love to see anyone who's interested apply. Great, thanks.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Up next, we have William Jessup University.
Hey guys, hope it's all going well. Let me just figure this out real quick. There we go. Sweet. Okay, so here at William Jessup University, we are coming up with this thing for the year called Unpause Your Future. I'm sure everyone's really exhausted of all of the COVID stuff that's been happening over the past couple of years. So here at Jessup, we don't require vaccines, we don't require masking. We're just happy to host students on campus in person and a little bit online, but mostly in person for this year and next year, hopefully. We'll see what happens. So the first thing I want to point out is that our campus is really beautiful. Yes, this is a sunset picture, which only happens like 20 minutes per day, but it is really beautiful architecture. So campus, speaking of architecture, it was designed by Frank Gehry. So if you guys are familiar with architecture and you're into architecture, Frank was the guy who designed the Disney Concert Hall. We have a bunch of really renovated facilities from our student union, where a lot of students go to hang out to play pool, table tennis, ping pong. We have an esports center. We have a small movie theater set up, and we also have a lounge area for students to just hang out, play board games, and have some fun. We are also creating a new state-of-the-art soccer field. So no pictures of that because it's coming up in September. But if any of you are interested in athletics, there's going to be a new soccer field and then a new gym area as well, also coming in September. So lots of cool stuff is going to be moving at Jessup. And then we do have a really large athletics warehouse that includes a theater department, an art department, kinesiology, nursing, 3 basketball courts, 2 big batting cages, and the gym itself. Lots of fun things to do there. The image shown here is our apartments. So mostly for juniors and seniors who want to kind of get away from the freshman, sophomore vibe of the university really tries to build up. freshmen and sophomores, so they know what to do, where to go, who to contact. The juniors and seniors come over here and they can get an off-campus feel, but still have that 2-minute walk to class. Speaking of housing, 60% of students live here, but that's 500 out of 900. We only have 900 students on campus, so we are an extremely small school. So for those of you who are looking for that small Christian community liberal arts school, Jessup might be the place for you. We've got 3 different living areas. We've got the village, which is geared towards freshmen, 14-to-1 RA to 1 RA to 14 students. So it's like an older brother or sister can help you figure out how to do college and all of that fun stuff. And then you go to a sophomore junior living area where it's about 20-to-1, and then you can choose to live in the apartments or stay in that larger living area. We do have a 4.3-star restaurant, and I'm just going to take a little bit on the CAF real quick. It's a restaurant, not a cafeteria. So students do scan in, they're partnered with Jessup. But the cool thing about the cafeteria is that you can talk to the chefs, they'll make the food right in front of you, you can kind of get exactly what you're looking for. Sure, they'll have the basic menu, but if you're wanting to kind of explore the culinary creativity, then talk to the chefs, they can hook you up. It's a really good time. So for academics, we've got applied and natural sciences, theology, Christian leadership, education, business, humanities, and social sciences, and visual and performing arts. And we just added a school of psychology as well. So we have several different schools to choose from, each with several different majors, each of those majors with minors and concentrations. But here at Jessup, because we're so small, you can kind of mix and match to create what you want. We had a couple students a couple of years ago create their own public administration degree. They talked with the registrar, worked things out with some higher ups. They were able to work with them to kind of get them exactly where they wanted to go. So there's a lot of opportunity here. 3 of the things that help Jessup stand out is community, affordability, and opportunity. So let's get into it. Community, we have a student to faculty ratio of 12-to-1. We strongly believe in mentorship coming directly from faculty, people with their PhDs, people who spent most of their careers out in the workforce, who know a lot of people. We go to college for connections. So we want to put you in those connections that will actually mentor you and help you grow into the fields that you want to develop. So we've got that. Our dorms are ranked number 7 in California, which is pretty good. We've got tons of fun events. Here we have an outdoor chapel, but we've also got fun little casino nights that we put on in our chapel warehouse, which might be a little counter-Christian, but just wait till you get there. It's actually a really good time. And then we've also got an ice cream crawl, a fall festival, lots of really cool times to get involved with your community. We also have 99% of our students with financial aid. So our students typically graduate with 30% less debt than other national, other colleges around the nation. And we are ranked number 2 for the best values in California by the US News and World Report rankings. So keep that in mind. Real quick, I want to point out our scholarships. If you guys have anything above 3.0, that's 10K right off the bat from tuition. And then all of these other scholarships down here, you can add on to it if they apply to you. If you want more information, I'll go ahead and put my contact up. Lastly, opportunity. Internships are included in each major. We do require them, but it's a really good way to get your foot in the door for whatever field you want to go into. 95% of our graduates have either gone to graduate school, either at Jessup or another graduate school, or have been employed within 6 months. We have a lot of employers come to us, not only for the great food at the cafeteria, but because we have great students as well. So with the mentorship side, internship side, and employers coming to Jessup, recruiting students to just go into the workforce, we've got lots and lots and lots of opportunity. I just graduated from Jessup this past spring, and I had about 3 different employers trying to hire me right off the bat. I decided to stick with Jessup just because they help with master's programs. So keep that in mind as well. All right. Now, everybody at Jessup gets super involved. We have about 900 people and a lot of opportunities to get involved. So we are NAI D1 athletics. We have a study abroad, global outreach program, local outreach, theater, choir, art, student leadership, and all kinds of clubs. If you want to start your own club or see some changes on campus, student life is super flexible with students because students make the university what it is. So we can allocate funds for students who have special projects in mind, ways to improve the facilities, or to just create something completely new that we haven't seen before. Lots of flexibility here. Real quick, if any of you are interested, this is an information card. So this is a way for me to contact you if you're interested. If not, great. I think that's enough time to scan. So if you want to keep in touch, I'm going to end up posting most of this contact information up at the chat in a little bit, but hope to see you guys here in a bit. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Our last organization for today is the Air Force ROTC.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm going to try to get the slides up here for all of you to see. All right, so to start off with, those are all great college presentations that you all heard before. And the great thing about the Air Force ROTC is it is very possible you can attend any of those colleges. So the Air Force ROTC develops leaders for the United States Air Force and Space Force while earning your college degree, and is available at over 1,100 colleges nationwide. Some of the careers within the Air Force include pilot, behavioral scientists, nurses, operations, developmental engineering, really any job that you would like to pursue with your own degree is available in the United States Air Force. So it's a great opportunity for you to not only possibly get your entire college tuition paid for through the different scholarships we have, but also to get immediate employment and guaranteed on-the-job training for the next 4 years. That way, if you don't decide to do a 20-year career, you're coming into the market with years of experience in leadership management, as well as the technical expertise required for your career. So the application timeline for our scholarship programs is open right now. It's going to end January 13th. The online application, which you can start at airforceafrotc.com/apply, require a resume, transcript, ACT or SAT scores, and a fitness test. You'll also be doing an interview with an Air Force officer to determine your leadership potential and to complete the last aspect of your application for the scholarship. The big scholarship we have is the high school scholarship program. As you can see, 2 of those scholarships offer 100% paid tuition, with the other one offering up to $18,000 a year. With that amount of money per year towards tuition, oftentimes that will pay for your entire tuition at any of the colleges that you apply to within the state of California. All the scholarships also offer a stipend, a monthly stipend, just for being on scholarship, attending your classes. You're going to earn money anywhere. It starts off at $300 and ends at $500 your senior year, which over the course of 4 years is $20,000. So not only is your school getting paid for, but you're also getting paid to go. If you don't get the high school scholarship program and you're interested in serving, you join the college and join the Air Force ROTC program, just like you would sign up for any other class. And after 1 semester, you can be eligible for the in-college scholarship, which pays 100% or up to $18,000. The Cadet Experience is a very normal college experience. Air Force ROTC is just like any other class, with the exception of physical training. You get to work out with a group of other motivated individuals. I'm not going to break down too much of that because we're getting a little short on time, but bottom line, 5 to 8 hours a week is your total Air Force ROTC obligation. No weekends. It follows the normal academic schedule. So there's a lot of flexibility for you to be join fraternities and sororities, be a collegiate athlete, get a part-time job to help ends meet. All of those are options within Air Force ROTC. And finally, I'll leave you with this sweet picture. I want to tell you guys, the sky's not the limit. It's just the start. If becoming a United States Air Force officer is something that you're motivated to do, and you also want to get your college degree, you can meet both of those goals through the Air Force ROTC program. With that, we have, we're going to drop some contact information in the bottom. That way you guys can reach out to us. If not, then you guys go ahead and just go to airforcerotc.com click apply, and that'll get you routed to one of us. Thank you all for your time, and enjoy your evening.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, I just sent the link there. If you just click on that and fill out a little bit about your information, and we can get in contact with you. Thanks.
Wonderful. And that comes to the end of our programming today. So thank you everybody for joining us this evening. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We would appreciate any feedback you could provide to us. And again, this session was recorded and will be available within about a week, and any other sessions from this evening at strivescan.com/MSUSD. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great evening.